Share screen. Okay. Umasa Rabbi Akiva. It's not Riga. Rabbi Akiva gave himself over to die. After Rabbi Yose ben Kisma, after Yose ben Kisma was also evidently killed. They're in prison at the same time. But he points out here on the bottom, this rabbi on screen, he died on his own. The Romans liked him because he said, "Oh, this nation, they're divinely appointed." So they liked that he said this. He told people not to teach Torah in public and until the anger passes. So Shem Shemaim. They shlo yargu ramim es chachmei Yisrael. So the Roman should not kill the chachmei Yisrael. But sof niftam b'to choli. V'ochlu gogadol yirom l'kovor v'yispidu hespe godol. Mesechus avodah zor yud ches amid aleph. And I don't know who made the hespe for him, but I think he's also famous for the end of Mesechus Avos. Easy for me to find this. I'm right about this. Am I looking this up this way? Hold on a second. I thought he's the yes. Okay, let me it's very controversial. Yose, in my opinion, is very controversial. He's the fellow who the Tano, we should say, not fellow, in Avos Perek Vav Mishnah Yud has a very well-known Mishnah, which is a bit controversial. Rabbi Yose ben Kisma pamachas isi mehalach baderech upagali adam echad v'nasan li shalom v'chzarti lo shalom. V'amar Rabbi meizem akomata v'amarti lo me'irgdosh chachamim shel sofrim ani. Amar li Rabbi ritzoncha shadurim manu b'kamenu v'atin lecha elef alofim dinarei zav v'avanim talbosim argolios. Amar li lo ima tanosli kol ketzer b'zav v'avanim talbosim argolios b'olam eini dal b'makom Torah. So Rabbi Yose ben Kisma was famous for this Mishnah where he said, "I'm not coming to do kiruv. I'm not coming to teach Torah in places there's no Torah, unless you even give me thousands of dollars." So it's hard to say about a Tana that he rubs somebody the wrong way, but that Mishnah always rubbed me the wrong way, and but it's l'shitasa. He said you don't take chances to learn Torah. You don't take a chance to learn Torah to teach Torah, I should say. You don't take a chance to teach Torah not if there's a place which is a bereft of Talmidei Chachamim. You don't take chances to teach Torah if it's a place where the Romans are going to kill you if you teach Torah. So Rabbi Akiva is obviously of somewhat different opinion, and he was opinion that you do take chances to teach Torah. Okay, that's comments Rabbi Yose ben Kisma. So continuing on, so the Biurim in the Rabbanowitz edition, he says the reason why Lashon Masar is used is and I guess also he's saying the same thing in the text over here on the screen, is that Masar, since there was a Shimon Ruchani, so I should say, that Mosai Akiva said to meet Talmidim, he was most of Saudi married Talmidim. Okay, but and V'nerag, he was killed. V'nerag Rabbi Chanina ben Tradion, we know he was also killed by this. Sefer Torah having been wrapped around him. It sounds like he was killed. It sounds all these people died around the same time. There's been Kisma, Rabbi Akiva, and Rabbi Yechinim ben Shrajan. Nismato Chochma. So Chochma got diminished. Vehemi Talmidim Harbei. Talmidim Harbei assumes going to Chananiah ben Shrajan.
Rabbi Akiva. It says, Rabbi Akiva, Talmidei Marbe.
Oh, that's in the Targum, not in the Iggeres itself.
That's on the screen.
It's on the screen. Oh, okay. It's not in the. I mean, from the.
Not in the book. Okay.
Just have it. Okay. Okay. V'hava bar samcha. That's interesting. V'hava samcha. V'hava samcha means, I guess, that there was smicha. No, here it says v'hava shamda. Basically, there's a mess in the girsa here. Okay, so hava samcha. He says, "V'hava samcha d'Yisrael al tamidim shnayim Rabbi Akiva." There were, even though Akiva had a lot of students, he only they relied on 2 students Rabbi Akiva. No, shneim he says here means not 2 students, but the second students after the 24,000 died. In other words, the these terms Vavashamda al Tamidim to Rabbi Akiva is not in the text we have.
Right.
Which is interesting because that seems to indicate that those 24,000 students died not out of not out of some disease, but from Shmad, from Roman persecution. Right? He translates here in the screen version. But that's not Pashut Pshat and Shmad. That doesn't in the footnote Mem Aleph in the Rabbanowitz edition, he brings down this version. Nusach Hasfaradi. Nasav kan ba Shamda al Talmidim shel Rabbi Akiva. V'nusach zem b'vani divrei Shmir gondel alon. Shikas mach Yisrael hayu al Talmidei Ashnim. Afi nuschenu ha'emshech no muvan kol kach. So evidently there was a some sort of mess in the gears here. And then skipping down, it says, Yitzchak Isaac Halevi from the Dorish Yisraelim, Shemochiach, who proves, Shesham the Kan Eino Milash Rakil, Shealem Shmad Laviel Das in Nehergu. It says, it's not normal language of Shmad. Re'ei Rav Shmuel Yismach. It's a famous theory. Sha'im Talmidei Rabbi Akiva Mesu b'Meir bar Kochba, which appeared evidently in Asif Dalit, Amud 6 to 186. There's a popular theory, which I don't know if it has any basis, except perhaps this version of Iggeres of Shir Gaon, that the Talmidei Rabbi Akiva died as soldiers or as at least casualties in the Bar Kochba rebellion. So the idea of Shmad is closer to the notion of dying al Kiddush Hashem than dying as a result of some sort of disease, and would be kind of a much greater limud schus perhaps than Shano Lo No Gu Kov. But you can't. That it says in the Gemara. You can't get out of that. It says Shano Gu Kov and Sebazeh. But the question is whether then they died in actual out of natural death, natural causes, or they died as a result of the war, which would be and then it was not publicized because of censorship, whatever the reason was. So he says here okay, then he goes into a bit of a diatribe against Rabbi Yitzchak Isaac Halevi, which is not necessary for us. Okay, so in any event, the somebody saw Talmidei Shimon Akiva the Amar Rabbanan Shneimesar Elv Zugas Talmidei Yol Akiva the Mikvas Antiperes. They evidently had a very, I don't know how far that is from Glasgow to Paris, but obviously they had a broad scope. V'kula meisi Pesach Atzeres, v'elam shomein balech. So they all died between Pesach and Atzeres, and it sounds here like he is going with the standard version that they died a natural death.
Mhm.
And he brings down here in the Rabinowitz edition, Shalonogu covered Zebazeh. Klamesa Pesach says Shalonogu covered Zebazeh. Shomein Bolech. In other words, that's a quote from Gemara Bolech. Acha Bo Eitz Arvasesha Badorum. So Rabbi Akiva came to rabbis in the south, Shnohem, and taught them Torah. And they are Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yose, and Rabbi Huda, or different versions here of the order. Rabbi Shimon and Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua. Hey, and they sustained Torah at that time. Okay, now he's going to get into the description of the specific rabbis, which is Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir have a gomer v'charif u'mechadei tfei mikulim. Meir was the sharpest of them all. That's what they say. Even though Stamish is Rabbi Meir, Machlokas with Rabbi Meir and other Chachamim don't pass like him because people did not understand him. So I find ironic a bit because Stamish is Rabbi Meir, but whenever he gets a Machlokas somebody else, we don't pass like him because nobody understood exactly what he's. It's like the Rogachover. You don't pass like the Rogachover because he's too deep for the rest of us. V'samchei Rabbi Akiva. Even though he was young. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, yes. I thought they were all in that category. Initially, they were all, but initially Rabbi Akiva gave Smith a mayor, and they weren't Makabelim because he was too young. When he came older, Rabbi Yehuda and Baba was Messiah him, and they accepted him. I thought that they all got smicha twice, but no, only Rabbi Meir got smicha twice. The other ones got smicha later on. Messiah gave Avgav the Yoni Kabbas some Shara, and the rest considered by Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava. No, it also says Basar Rabbi Akiva. It's after Rabbi Akiva. See over here. What's something like Meir? So really Shara Basar Akiva. It said Basar Rabbi Akiva. I don't know. I thought they were all they're all young and they got smicha twice. I don't know. Okay, but it's not clear. Basar Rabbi Bahadar some Meir. And then they did smicha against Rabbi Meir, he says. Termina, it says Amar Rabbi Yehuda, Amar Rav. Bram Zocher also Ish Tov. That person is remembered for the good. He'd been Baba Shmo. His name is Ben Baba Shemalehu. If not for him, but Ludini clusters me. So the Ludini clusters would be negated for Amisel because for Knas, you need to have real smicha. Pamachas, one time, Shapamachas goes and Machas Arisha Al Yisrael Shakol Samich Yareg. They made the anybody gave smicha should get killed. The Kol Nismach Yareg, anybody gets smicha should be killed. Because something but Techarev, and a city in which the gave smicha should be destroyed. The Tchum Shesoni Boyaker and the air region. The Tchum Shabbos should be destroyed as well. This is a Gemara. Where is this Gemara? Sanhedrin Yudalit. Zoraches. Two places. Okay. He went, he sat between two great mountains, between Yoris Kudos, between two great cities, Menusha Shvaram, the Samach Sham Chamish's came, gave Smicha to five Skanim, and Meir, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yose, Rabbi Shimon. Lesben Shamua, Rav Avia Moisif, Af Rabbi Nechemia. Umakshin asked Vomar Rabbi Chana Rabbi Yehuda, and Meir Loscha Rabbi Akiva Ein Toeh. So it sounds like it's only Rabbi Akiva. Okay, Maskina, Meir. Skina Samche Rabbi Akiva Lo Kiblua. Rabbi Akiva gave him smicha, and they were not Mekabel. His smicha. It's interesting in the Burim. He says here. What he says the same thing on here. No, he says in Burim he says Veloki b'las smicha Rab Margolius sham bevar dahainu shel lo yistaflu Akiva ot shnayim l'smicha zu. There weren't two other people with him. In other words, smicha requires three people. Shima yanis makadin lo yachol mishi yachol isnagel smicha. Makes sense. In other words, Akiva gave smicha properly with three chachamim. So how could him and two other chachamim? How can possibly anybody have said, "Well, we're not a cover to give it smicha Rabbi Meir"? That would be absurd. So that's a Rabbi. But Rabbi Goliath, let's make this clear. This is his own suggestion. Nobody said it before him, but he's suggesting that it wasn't makabel because he gave smicha as an individual, and smicha has to be given by three. And Gemara itself asks about Rita ben Bava. How could he have given smicha without two other people? And the Gemara says that there were two other people with him, just not mentioned because they didn't have the same. They weren't on the same level as Rita ben Bava. So Rita ben Bava, Bika Blue, and they were makabel him at that point. Okay. Bring us to Paragimel according to Rabbi Rabinowitz.
Okay.
You want to do? You're after a fast. You want us to stop here?
We can keep going.
Okay. V'hadan Dor. In that generation, have Rabbi Shimon Gamliel Nossi. But Rabbi Nosson be Bavel, and Rabbi Nosson came up from Bavel via Abbaistin. And he can fresh Gemara Horios. Like the Gemara says, the end of Horios, there was an attempted coup d'état at the end of Sechus Horios. So Meir and Rabbi Nosson wanted to take over Shimon Gamliel, and they were not successful. But evidently Rabbi Nosson came from Bava, became an Abbaistin. Can fresh Gemara Horios. The Amalei Rabbi Shimon Gamliel Rabbi Nosson Nidani Kamra Davuch. He said, he brings down the whole story here. In the footnote here, he says that at the end of from the end of Horios, where they wanted to, familiar with the story?
Oh, vaguely, yeah.
What?
I don't remember it in detail. That was because of the way he treated Rabbi Yeshua?
No, that was a different time. This is earlier. That was later. Rabbi Yeshua. This is earlier. So let's see a story. Hachi is awesome. Was on the screen. When the Nasi comes in, all the nation stands. They don't sit there. Can't sit until he tells them to sit down. By the way, it's brought down also Rabbi Akiva, which brings it down also. So I guess it's both of them fellows necessary to bring it down here. Only one row of Talmidim stand up, not the whole base minish. Two sits in place. One stands and one sits. Until he sits in place. From Rabbi Akiva says to me, Meir Shimon Gamliel, this is Mishnah Zu. His mission was stay time Shimon Gamliel. Shabbos is Meir Shimon Gamliel Nasi. Rabbi Nosson are based in Meir Chacham. And there are these roles. Shimon Gamliel based on Meir Shimon coming cool and meet Milfanov. Everybody got up. The Chet Shimon Gamliel Nosson and Meir only come. Everybody got for them too. Amar Shimon Gamliel Imra Uishalo. Yeah, I care. Ben Kvodi Lechoda. Is appropriate. There's no difference between my cover and their cover. We name Mishum covenant seals also below cover. That's Modarash. So in the kind of covenant seals, he made this distinction. I'm thinking it's a brisa zusha shnil el. So he made this brisa right to make a distinction, like we said. Well, needless to say, Meir. Why they change? Amalam Kachti can Gamliel. Gamliel means Sakar. All right, Meir Rabbi Nosson. Naseh is a dover mishum kvodeinu. Gotta do something on a kind of a covenant. Amalam Manaseh. So what you do? Amalam Machak Shara Gamliel based on Meirish. No more Yerushalayim Mesechus Uktzin. We know Bucky Begaba. You're gonna tell me it's Dashim Mesechus Uktzin, which he doesn't know. Tosha lo yedal the judge, but no more lo chasam being malik with Hashem. Yashmiya kol tila so. Lemi noel the malak v'ros Hashem. Who's appropriate to say of the Gros Hashem? Mishachol Yashmiya kol tila so. שיכול לג'וש כל התורה, כדרש entire Torah, בתיים, יכול יודע, לג'וש בוקצין, ונעביר מהנשיאוס. Historic career of Gamliel. So they will move, that will stage a coup. V'atot nasi, v'ani la based in. Shomas Ibrahim Rabbi Yaakov ben Karshi. Amar believe b'chatzis shalom mocha yavar Gamliel based menash bayesh. Halach v'yashem achrei al Yose shalom Gamliel. He sat behind Gamliel's attic. V'yashon Hashem b'sechus uktim kol. V'chazal kama pamim. He went through Maseres Uktzim out loud several times. Shomer Rishon Gamliel. Ve'evin ma'ayah rotzim l'sos l'machar. He understood what's going to happen tomorrow. Chenas and Daito b'ikshim eitev l'gisas Rabbi Yaakov and Karshi. Ad shlom eitev kol Maseres Uktzim. L'machar shenichlas the beis hamedrash. Amar Meir and Nosson sheet rosh la'nosi Maseres Uktzim. Amar v'dor shlem. Amar lehem. He said, im lo yisi yoda. Haisem evayshim osi. If not, if I wouldn't know, you'd be embarrass me. Tzivav otzim mechutz ha'beis hamedrash. So I kicked him out. You call him Yoshim Ifnim, Rabbi Nosson and Meir Amdim Bachutz, Makshim Yom Yom L'Shir. Okay, they stood every day. They didn't stop coming. They stood outside. Claim of Kosin the Gabi Pesach Kushios, Amash Lomdu, for Zokim is a Pesach, Derek Achalon, Beis HaMedrash. Kushi Shar Shingam L'Tatzo, Yom Tatzo. Kakasha, when Shingam Lil knew the answer, he would answer. Kushi Shloy, the Tatzo, one saying he didn't know the answer. Hoyen Kosin the Tetz Bachutz, Gabi Pesach, the Zorgin is a Pesach, Beis HaMedrash. Amlem Rabbi Yose Yoshe Beis HaMedrash. Rabbi Yose said the people in the Beis HaMedrash, Torah Mechutz Orim B'Ifnim. Torah is outside. We should sit inside. Or you could say Makan, either they come in, or they say Kulon Leishir B'May Mechutz, or we'll go out to them. Hiskam Rishon Gamliel, L'Chav Ziram. Rishon Gamliel said, okay, you can bring it back. I have a concept. Shemiato Lo Yomru Halacha B'Halacha B'Shmam. El Shutzu Esker Halacha B'Shmam Shar Meir Yomru Acherim Amru. Kach L'Kach. They wouldn't say his name is Sachem. Yirtza Esker Lochem Mishlosh Om Nosson Yomer Yesh Omrim Kach V'Kach. The Sofer Elam Meir Nosson B'Chalom Shetzachim Meim L'Lerech Pais Rishon Gamliel. They had to go make peace. They Shloich Voda Asal Chaven Ansias because he didn't do it for his honor, but for the Ansias. Nosson Shamalach Chalom. Nosson listened to Balach L'Pias Rishon Gamliel. He went to appease him. Aber Meir Loch L'Faisel because the Meir Shita is very famous. Kamadirech Lo Maslo Malim Lo Moridin. That's why we don't listen to dreams. So he said to him, Nihida Hailo Kamra Davuch Lemeve Abasin. Leve Nasi mi Olo mi Aniloch. So he said, Nasi mi Bavel. Vabu Shemesh Rosh Hagola Bebavel. Rosh Hagola, you know, Gilavosh Kamra, who have nature Zahav is a golden belt. So that's Simon Hecker Rosh Hagola. That was sign Rosh Hagola. Rabbi Nosson, Ilo is Chus Aviv, Rosh Hagola Midu Abasin. Nihida Hailo Kamra Davuch Lemeve Abasin. Omnam, Oila is Lachal Kamra Davuch Shemnuch Abasin. Ach, Aim Shabicha Ya Rosh Gola, Ruya Til Yos Nasi, when it says Yushim Yavosai. It's my inheritance. Vechtas Chabaiter Meir Labi Reini, mean and it seals Yos Nasi Mukomi. How could you possibly have decided to try and become Nasi in my stead? So that's what it says in the text here. He said to Nasi, He the Hailach Kamra Davuch Shabich Abasin. Your father's belt helped to make you a base in them. Have a the Sia Mir Hanilach. It's not going to help to make you this Nasi. And Reimer Chacham Ador can Farish Chasam can have Isla Nasi and the base manager have a Kaima Kula Mesiv Tayu Mikamayu. Okay, so in that early generation, they were the greatest of stature, right? Meir and Rabbi Nosson, and they were the rivals of Shimon Gamliel. But then there are a whole bunch of other ones, which we're going to enumerate here and by name. They taught Torah frequently. Shimon ben Rabbi Yochanan ben Broka, Yoshe ben Korcha, Lez ben Yehuda, Rabbi Shimon ben Yehuda, Lez Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Yaakov Ish Chitaya, Rabbi Preda, Rabbi Das Kadma, that's the first, Rabbi Schai ben Katsav, Rabbi Masya ben Charash, Elazar ben Yirmiyah, V'Chanan ben Pinchas, Rabbi Chanan, Uflimu, V'Sumchus, Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, Rabbi Chanina ben Gamliel, Rabbi Yehuda ben Gamliel, Rabbi Elazar ben Tadoi, Rabbi Pinchas ben Yor, Rabbi Yaakov ben Doisa, V'Isa ben Yehuda, Rabbi Chanina ben Chachinoi, Rabbi Sheva Sofer, Elazar Kfar, Rabbi Reuven Istrubli, V'Chachamim She'imahem. So there are a whole bunch of Chachamim who were at that time. And I think that we'll stop here today because that's the generation. Okay. Okay. We'll see about next Sunday. No guarantees. Have a Gemar Chasima Toiva.
You too. Wanna see me talk.